Well, as you can see, all of the ducks, well, not really all, but the ducks are gone, except for these Muscovies, and these two, which I got just about a week ago. The lady brought these out to me because they kept flying out, which they are right now, and I don't mind, but she said they were eating eggs. So I think what happened is they would get in the nest and break the egg and then eat it, because I've never had any of my ducks ever break eggs on purpose and then eat them like chickens do. But I sold all the geese and all but just these couple of ducks. These two ducks Muscovies I've had for a long time. They're really old. The drake isn't even able to breed anymore, which is okay. I can always pick up a drake. But these two girls here are very young. Now, Muscovies come in different colors. They come in a blue color or a gray, whatever you want to call it, and then the white like I have, and then the black and white like these two here. So they, and I've explained in all my other videos that Muscovies aren't really a duck. They're kind of a duck goose is what they are. They won't breed with the other ducks. They will breed, but if you breed them, like I mentioned in my other videos, you will get a mule or a henny, because they will not reproduce if you breed these to any other duck besides Muscovy. And they are a swamp duck, and I mentioned that in a lot of my other videos. This is for people that haven't seen any of my other videos. And so, yeah, they come from Mexico and South America. They've been brought up here, and people have let them loose because they didn't want to keep them anymore. And so they really are an invasive species, per se. They are in Texas quite a bit, but now they are, I think they go clear up into Canada now. And they do tolerate the cold pretty good, even though they are a warmer duck, because South America and Mexico is much warmer here in the States, because they're further south. I don't think they have any in Australia, but I could be wrong. I'm not going to say they don't, because they might. People might have brought them there. I don't know. And I'm not sure what other countries they're in, but I do know that South America and Mexico. And like I say, they come in white and in the black and white, a blue color or a gray color. I've seen some that even had a little bit of brown on them, so I'm not, They like to roost in trees. They don't roost on the ground like most other ducks. They like to roost in trees. They have very long toenails so that they can grip. That's what the toenails are for, is gripping. So if you ever decide to get Muscovies, watch their feet, because their feet are very sharp. You can calm them down, as you have them as ducklings, you can play with them and mess with them, and they can become very familiar. A lot of people, like I think it's Chinese or the Japanese, one of the two, breed the Muscovies with a Peking duck to get a little more fat on the meat. Muscovies kind of taste like sirloin steak or prime rib. I mean, they aren't a greasy duck like your regular ducks, like your mallards and your Swedish blues and your Pekings and all that. So, but they do breed them to the Pekings to get a little more fat in the meat, is what it is. But yeah, we weren't doing anything with the geese, so my daughter and I decided that it just wasn't cost effective to keep the geese, so we sold them all, and the ducks. Like I said, I did keep these two because they were very old, and I figured they can just die here on the ranch. And then my friend brought me these. So I do like the Muscovies. They're a quiet duck. They don't quack. They're very quiet. So they don't make a lot of noise. Like the geese, you close the door of the house and they start screaming everywhere. And these don't. They're very quiet. They're pretty docile. I mean, they won't chase after you unless they got babies. And then they kind of get a little uptight. They won't chase you if they have babies. They just walk away from you. And, but like I say, if you make them friendly enough, there's a possibility that you could probably mess with the babies as they're hatching. Or you can just hatch them out in an incubator, whatever. Their eggs are much bigger than regular duck eggs. About the half the size of a goose egg. So they are a lot bigger egg that they have. They're really a little bigger than regular ducks too. But yeah, so it's a little bit of what's going on here on the place. And then we have the goats, and all the goats are pretty much pregnant. I think there's just one or two that's not, and if they don't ever become pregnant, I probably will sell them for somebody's lunch. So I got one goat that's over there watching me. This juniper has berries this year. Last year it didn't have any. But this juniper over here doesn't have any. And our weather has been really, really, really crazy. We had fog for 2 weeks, which made things absolutely miserable. The fog never lifted. And today is overcast with clouds. But the fog made everything really bad. If everything was freezing, we had 16 degree weather. And during the fog, we had nothing but, it never got warmer than 30 degrees. And you can see the big ice in their waters are ice. We come out here and empty out a couple of these ice buckets every now and then so they can have fresh water. And by morning, it'll be frozen. We've been having freezing nights, but the days are a little warmer than what they have been. Today is not too warm. It's probably, I think, like 40 maybe, 35, 40. So it's a little chilly. The nights have been in the low 30s. I think it was, 28 last night. So it's been pretty cold. So, and you can see these guys, they tolerate the cold pretty well. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Catch you later.